In this video, I'll show you step by step exactly how to heal bonsai wounds quickly. This technique might be the one that you've never heard of. A few months ago, I bought a 50-year-old bonsai book entirely about maples. Hidden inside it was a technique for healing large bonsai wounds that I have never heard anyone talk about before. The thing is, the theory behind it actually makes sense. So today, I want to test it on this trident maple forest bonsai. As you can see, this tree has a very large scar on the back. And when I touch it, the wood feels soft and it moves. I think the wound is starting to rot. So, this is no longer just about appearance. I need to do something to stop it or the tree might die someday. And according to this old book, this technique might be able to close the wound in only 1 to 2 years. It basically uses approach grafting to reveal the wound using living tissue. 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Oh, it's very exciting! The following is what you need for this process. Young seedlings from 1 to 3 years. They work best because they fuse more easily. Ideally, use seedlings from the same tree or at least the same species. In this case, trident maple. The important thing is using enough seedlings to eventually fill the wound. You also need sphagnum moss, grafting tape, sharp knife or chisel, and plastic bag or pot. And because this is basically approach grafting, the best timing is late March to April when trees started to grow rigorously. Step 1. Prepare the wound. The wound itself needs preparation. The seedling must sit tightly against the scar. So first, clean and reshape the wound. Sometimes this means carving away dead tissue or flattening uneven areas. The goal is creating a surface where the seedlings can sit closely and securely. Step 2. Carve the wound. Now, carve shallow cuts above and below the wound. These cuts help lock the seedling into position. The depth should allow about 2/3 of each seedling to sit inside the cut. This part is very important because movement is one of the biggest reasons grafts fail. Even small movement can break fragile tissue connections before fusion happens. Step 3. Fit the seedlings into the wound. Place seedling carefully side by side directly onto the wound. Make sure the seedling touching the main tree and also touching each other. The goal is for every tree to fuse into one continuous surface. Step 4. Secure everything tightly. This is the most important step in the entire process. If the seedlings shift from wind, watering, or handling, the grass will probably fail. The key idea is simple. Once everything is positioned correctly, it should not move, like not at all. Step 5. Wrap with moss. Once the seedlings are positioned correctly, wrap the touching area with sphagnum moss. This helps maintain humidity around the graft area. Humidity is extremely important because dry tissue does not heal well. Step 6. Create the right healing environment. Finally, cover the whole graft area with plastic bag or pot to prevent drying. Successful fusion depends on three things. First, compatibility between the trees. Second, stability. And third, warm and humid conditions. So, covering the graft area to keep it warm and humid is very important. Before going to the next step, if you like learning more about bonsai tips, sign up for my newsletter. It's free and filled with useful tips like this one. Link is in the description. Step 7. Do not cut. An important detail mentioned in this book is this. Do not cut off any parts of the seedlings. The roots should be left untouched if you can. Even if the graft sections are touching well, weak seedlings fuse much more slowly. You want these seedlings growing strongly, not using their energy for recovery. Use a small pot separate from the main tree and fill the pot with bonsai soil. In my case, I can't use a separate pot because the roots are almost touching the soil of the main tree. So, I'm just going to cover the roots with soil. So, why is this technique even possible? This fusing phenomenon is called inoculation. It's a mouthful word, but basically that is when two trees growing closely together naturally fuse into one structure. Maples are known to be especially good at this. You might have seen it before. Sometimes maple trunks or roots naturally fuse together from simple contact. Look at this Japanese maple bonsai. I created it a couple of years ago, just planting close to each other. Now, some of the trees fuse together from this phenomenon. This is why I think this old method has a real chance of working. It happened once naturally, so why not this time? During the research, I found that this inoculation happens often in beeches, elms, and wisteria. So, I don't know for sure, but this wound healing technique should work for this species as well. If everything goes well, within about 1 year, the wound should begin filling, the upper and lower edges should connect, and the seedlings should fuse together with each other. Once the fusion becomes strong enough, the top and the bottom of the seedlings can be removed. Over time, it becomes almost invisible. But if you find the wound is not fully closed or the seedlings not fused well after 1 year, there is no need to rush. The grafts can simply stay connected another year or two. One thing I really love about bonsai is that sometimes very old books still contains ideas that feel completely new. So, fingers crossed! Thank you always for watching and see you in the next video!